Despite so many people involved with Amazon's Rings of Power, or people in the mainstream media that are doing everything they can to defend this series so that they get to keep their access, not all of the criticism of Rings of Power is about the casting decisions in terms of race. In fact, now that the series is actually here, that's fallen into the background. That's about 5% of the conversation and critiques around Rings of Power. And the person who's probably receiving the most hate is actually a white woman, and that's Morphin Clark, the one who's playing Galadriel. Not only because of the way she's acting, but also because of the way that Galadriel is being depicted. It's nothing like the character that Tolkien described, because this is not Tolkien. This is not Lord of the Rings. This is not Middle-earth. This is a bastardized fan fiction. But one thing that'll really turn off normal people is when adult pretenders, as that's the term that Gary from Nerdrotic likes to use, I think it's pretty apt, when adult pretenders have these things that they need to get through. When they tell you how bad their life is and how hard it is, what a struggle it is for them, to the point where you hear something like this. Rings of Power actress. I needed therapy to survive violent scenes. This is definitely, that must have been the best person for the job, right? That's who they cast. The best person for the job to play fake Galadriel, or Guy-Ladriel, as a lot of people have been calling her. If you can't beat them, train with them. The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power star, Morphin Clark revealed the intense way she prepared for her role as Galadriel, an ethereal warrior elf that was played by Cate Blanchett in the films. Now, New York Post, let's stop you right there. This is not the character that Cate Blanchett played. That character was actually based on the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. This person, this insufferable bitch, this is a creation of Amazon. This is fake Galadriel. When I was playing Galadriel, the stunt team said, "You've got a problem because you're used to being attacked on film," she told Empire. "I would flinch a lot when people came at me." Oh my God. So they did exposure therapy with me, where I would have all these huge, huge men running at me, screaming with swords to stop me from looking frightened, because I've definitely been cast as the victim, and Galadriel is not that. This is so insane to hear. So you're telling me you're that bad of an actor. So two things. You're either that bad of an actress that you needed help actually showing how you were feeling instead of like you're an instinctual thing that you want to do. You're just that bad of an actress. Or you're that insane, that stupid, that naive to actually feel threatened, to feel physically threatened by people that are in these scenes that are also actors that are playing a role. Why would that scare you to the point of you needing therapy, you needing them to fix you in some way? This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever fucking heard. But these are adult pretenders. The 33-year-old Rings role is different from the types of jobs she usually books. Clark is most recognizable for portraying the traumatized nurse in Saint Maud, but has always been a fan of Tolkien's franchise, even if she didn't realize she was auditioning for it. No, she hasn't. Like, she says that she's a fan. She says, "Oh, you know, I read the books and everything. I had no idea the Second Age ever existed. I had no idea all these other things happened." This is what you so often hear. People get cast in these roles. "Oh, I'm a big fan of this. I'm a huge fan of this." In reality, they always end up being posers. They always end up being fakers. They're trying to pass it off as credibility. "Oh, yeah, I'm totally a fan." Yet in reality, they don't know about this source material. They haven't read this stuff that they're actually depicting in real time. The first audition, I didn't know what I was auditioning for. The actress next to me looked over all sneaky and was like, "Do you know what this is for? It's Lord of the Rings." And I'm forever grateful to her. I went to the toilet and just stared at myself and was like, "You've got to pull yourself together. You've been training for this for years." Clark said of her audition, "You know what to do. It's in your blood, because I've been obsessively watching Lord of the Rings for my whole childhood." So this is someone who, that's their admission right there. There's nothing wrong with only being a fan of the movies or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But then to portray someone as, "I'm totally into the world of J.R.R. Tolkien," you're clearly not. And for Morphin Clark to say that I needed therapy for these violent scenes, for these fake things that are going on right now. I needed therapy so we could actually use me and shoot me as an actress in this film. This is pathetic. But this might explain one of the reasons. And Morphin Clark is not a very good actress in this. It might not just be because of the dialogue and the writing. It might just be that she's just that bad. But we'll see what the future holds for Galadriel and Morphin Clark in Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. So far, Tolkien fans and Lord of the Rings fans have absolutely rejected this garbage, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.